In this video, I'm going to be running you through everything you need to know to run effective Google Ads campaigns. The first thing you need to understand is that Google Ads platform is a demand-side platform for a number of different traffic networks and traffic types. There's search campaigns, also known as pay-per-click campaigns, which puts your text ads to the top of the Google search results. There's display campaigns where your banners are shown on third-party websites across the web. And then there's video ads, which are shown predominantly on YouTube, which is a Google-owned property. One of the most important things when setting up campaigns in Google Ads is that the default options are not optimal. The Google Ads platform is optimized to sell the most inventory at the highest price, not to make it easier for advertisers to get high performance from their campaigns. If you're setting a search campaign up, for example, one of the first things you're going to want to do is untick the search partners and the display network traffic, because you want your ads to be shown on Google and only Google 99% of the time. The next thing that's absolutely key is tracking conversions. We want to be able to track conversions inside the Google Ads platform. And there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can either do it with Google Analytics, importing data from goals, or we can fire conversions directly into the Google Ads platform just by copy and pasting some code snippets. Either way, that conversion data is critical to understanding how campaigns are performing, optimizing them manually, and also giving Google's algorithms better data so that it can train things behind the scenes. Now let's look at campaign structure. Google Ads is set up with campaigns, ad groups, and ads. Now with text-based search campaigns, what I recommend doing is having a small number of keywords per ad group. So having lots of ad groups per campaign, and each ad group has a focus on one particular search intent. Any keywords that might possibly have a different search intent get pulled out into a separate ad group. And the ads that we're designing are specific to that keyword and search intent. We can also target by audiences, and there's a few different types of audiences. There are affinity audiences, which are quite broad and not massively useful, and there's custom intent audiences, that we can build by adding keywords and URLs for display campaigns. When setting up audiences, it's key to look at observation versus targeted options. Whereas default is set as observation only, and what that will do is just draw out a report which you can go in later to set bid adjustments, but it won't actually do anything to the campaign. Whereas if you switch that to targeted, it'll actually whitelist the audiences that you specified, which is more intuitive as to what you'd expect setting that targeting to do. Then there's retargeting audiences, and these are really powerful and normally provide the best return on investment. You can set up retargeting audiences by putting a pixel on your website or somewhere during a conversion path, and then you can show ads just to the people that have already been on your website. Anywhere that you can fire a pixel, you can segment that audience and then create retargeted ads across Google and third-party properties to advertise to their visitors. There's demographic options with setting up campaigns as well. You can target by gender, age, location. One of the things about location is that by default it's set at people that are in a particular region and interested in a particular region, and most of the time you're going to want to switch that to people that are just in a region. There's also additional demographic data we can target by marital status, parental status, and household income. We can set up device targeting. Now sometimes this is actually when setting up the campaign, or sometimes you have to go in later and put a bid adjustment in. We can separate our campaigns by mobile, desktop, and tablet traffic, and it's often a good idea to have a completely separate campaign for each, because for most offers they'll perform completely differently. When setting up display campaigns, generally app traffic is really low quality, and what you're going to want to do is target specific websites in the placement section. We can do this by searching for a keyword or looking at which sites have AdSense on, and then specifically adding them URLs to the placement so that those domains are whitelisted and our ads will only be shown there. One of the things that makes advertisers' lives easier is the portfolio bidding strategies. Now this is an automated system where you feed conversion data to Google and it will optimize your campaigns for you in the background to make them more effective and attempt to hit a target return on ad spend, for example. Now when setting up search campaigns, there's a few things to know. The first is keyword modifiers. If you just put a keyword in on its own, that's a broad match, and you're going to get all sorts of related terms come through, which may or may not be targeted to your offer. By putting quote marks around the keyword, we can change that to a phrase match, which is a little bit more specific, but we still get some variations. We can do an exact match by putting brackets around it. What I like to do most of the time is put a plus sign in front of each keyword, which will then only target phrases which have that keyword in. And one of the things that happens in the background is Google will assign a quality score to that keyword. We can actually go into the reporting and check this, but it's an assessment of how relevant Google thinks that keyword is to our offer and our campaign. One of the benefits of separating our ad groups is that it keeps these quality scores segmented, and we can go through and see what kind of search intents are actually working for our campaigns. The next thing to note when setting up text ads is dynamic keyword insertion. We can simply put curly brackets in and then put a keyword phrase. There's some capitalization things that you can do as well, like if you put a capital K on it, it will capitalize the first word, and that will inject the keyword into your headline or your description or your URL. So what you can do is you can actually pass through the keyword that someone searched for to your URL and then display that on a landing page. Or you can use it to make your headlines really specific so that whatever someone searches for, that goes into your ad headline. When setting up display banners, you really have two options. You can either do standard banners where you upload images or videos, or you can set up dynamic banners, which Google tends to optimize more and rotate text and images to make these custom creatives that you've probably seen all around the web. I'd recommend testing both. I prefer image banners because it gives you more control over what Google is displaying for your offer. Then there's video ads, and with this you just select YouTube video URL and it will use the thumbnail for all that. Obviously the thumbnail is key to your click-through rate, so that needs to be eye-catching and compelling for the user to click it. Once campaigns are all set up, they'll be approved and then they'll go live. And then we need to optimize them quite regularly. I'd recommend around every 2 weeks, depending on the traffic volumes that you're getting. The first thing you do for text ads is go into the search terms report. So what you'll notice is that a lot of the search terms that people are bidding on are not the exact same terms you've got in your keyword list. And the search term reports shows you what people are actually typing into Google. We can use this data to expand our campaigns, but we can also use it to build up a negative keyword list. And negative keyword lists are really good at optimizing our traffic and blocking out search terms which aren't relevant to our offer. So a lot of people straight away will block the word free, because if someone's looking for a free product or a torrent product, they're not a paying customer and we don't want to bid on that traffic. As default, Google gives you a lot of the important information in the reporting tables. However, if you go into the columns by clicking the columns button, you can set additional columns, and there's all these different data fields in there which you can look at and use that to make data-driven decisions on your campaigns. The final thing I want to leave you with is to take a look at the Google Ads Editor. This is a free tool that Google provides which you can download and edit and create campaigns much quicker. It's basically an offline system where the campaigns are downloaded, you can make changes, copy and paste in ads between ad groups, for example, and then upload them in bulk to Google when you have an internet connection. This makes the workflow and process of working with large campaigns in Google Ads much quicker. I hope this video has given you some ideas to improve your campaigns in Google Ads, or giving you motivation to get started with the platform. If you're interested in online business, performance marketing, and web development, then please subscribe to my channel and check out the full blog post linked in the description. Thank you for watching.